What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney here, and hey, today I'm kind of doing something a little different. I know I didn't get my picks in earlier, but I'm hoping that maybe you guys can see this before they come out, and I definitely want to try to get a picks in for Week 12. I've been doing one for every week so far, so I definitely want to get in a quick video for you guys today. All right, if you're first time here, hey, glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching more videos, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. All right, let's not waste any time. Today, let's go ahead and let's get into our picks. So the first pick that I have is a 2:30 game. It's number 24 Navy. They're going into Notre Dame. That's right, with touchdown Jesus, number 15 Notre Dame. And that's a 2:30 game, like I said, on NBC. And Notre Dame's giving up 7.5 points. The over-under is 54. What do I like about this game? I like Notre Dame. And I think that this is going to be a low-scoring game. So if you're a betting guy, I definitely go with the under 54 in this game. I think that that's definitely going to hit, especially with the way that Navy runs the ball this year, the way that they are. Granted, they've been scoring a lot of points, but I think that Notre Dame's going to keep them lower this game. And then I also think that Notre Dame this year, their offense just isn't as potent as what it's been in the past. So, with those two things, I'm definitely going to go with the under, and I'm also going to go Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame probably wins by somewhere around 10, 13 points, somewhere around in there. So I'll definitely go with the Fighting Irish. All right, let's go into our second game. Our second game is probably one of the marquee games of the week, and that's a 3:30 game on CBS, and that is number 6 Georgia. They're heading to play Auburn. They number 11 Auburn, the Auburn Tigers, and Auburn's getting 2.5 points in this game. The over/under is 41. I wouldn't touch the over/under in this game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Both of the teams, their offenses struggle to score points in that, and both of them have pretty strong defenses, so I think it's going to be a defensive struggle in this game. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the 2.5 points. I'm going to go ahead and go with Auburn, and I think Auburn's going to shake things up with beating Georgia, and I think that that's going to kind of shake up the SEC, and I think that's going to get Auburn back into the conversation. I don't think that Georgia's as good as what they're projected. Granted, they've got a lot of talent on this team, but the thing is that so does Auburn. People can keep forgetting that Auburn is also recruited very well, and I think that they've got enough firepower and enough on defense that I think that they can hold Georgia down, and they can be there towards the end and definitely possibly pull off the win. So I like Auburn in this game. Let's go to the third game. This is one of our last remaining undefeated. So it's number 17 Minnesota, still not getting any love after beating Penn State last week, and they're at number 18 Iowa, and that's a 4 o'clock game on Fox, and that's Iowa is giving 3 points to Minnesota. I think this is a different Minnesota team than what people are used to. Iowa, this is not your typical Iowa team. Yes, they're running your typical Iowa offense, offensive scheme, defensive scheme, all of that, and they definitely look like Iowa, but they don't really have kind of what we're used to with Iowa. So I think that Iowa's a little bit down this year, and Minnesota's way high. I'm way high up on Minnesota this year, especially with the way that they handled Penn State last week. Pretty much beat them from the get-go in that game, and it was a closer game than on the scoreboard than what it really was in real life. So as I'm looking at this game, 44.5 points. I think that they might go over on that, but that's not my pick. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to give up the points. I'm taking Minnesota in this game, and Minnesota's going to go on and continue on with their win streak, and they're going to stay undefeated this week. Now let's go ahead to our last game of the week, and that's number 9 Oklahoma at Baylor, and that's a 7:30 game on ABC, and that's kind of where College Game Day was today. They were there out in Waco, and Baylor's getting 11 points, and the over/under is 67.5. Whew. I think that they'll probably get around that number. If I had to go over under on this one, I'd take the over on this. I just think they're going to score a lot of points. I think that Oklahoma's very potent on offense, and I think that Baylor's definitely going to give up a lot of points. But I also think that Oklahoma's defense isn't very good, and Baylor's going to exploit that and score a lot of points. I think it's definitely going to be probably somewhere around 70, 75 points that's actually going to be scored in this game. You're looking like a 35-38 type of a score. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I think it's going to be a close game, especially towards the end, and I think that Baylor could quite possibly win this game. I don't have a lot of faith in Oklahoma just because I don't think that they can play defense, and I think that Baylor's defense can hold Oklahoma to either a field goal or not scoring on a couple of drives. So I'll definitely take the points with that. Don't know if Baylor's going to win, but I think it's going to be a close game at the end. And so I'm definitely going to go with Baylor. So to kind of recap things real quick, I'm going to go with Notre Dame, go ahead and give up the points. I'm going to go with Auburn, and I'm going to go ahead and take the 2.5 points. I'm going with Minnesota on the road, and I'm going to take those points with Minnesota, and I'm going to go with Baylor at home, and I'm going to take those 11.5 points. So guys, pretty much that's what I've got for today. Quick little video for you. I'd love to know down in the comment section what your picks are for the week, and let me know if I'm crazy or you don't like my picks, or you think that that you've got something else or another another game that you've got your picks on. So anyways, I know that you're busy, I know that I'm busy, so let's get on out of here. You have a good day.